Welcome back, gamers. Imagine a world where a small, seamlessly harmless squirrel is armed to the teeth and ready to wreak havoc. Well, that's the bizarre premise of Squirrel with a Gun. A game that promises a unique blend of humor, platforming, and action, but does it live up to its nutty concept? Well, in this review, we'll dive into the game's story, gameplay mechanics, visual, audio design, and the overall value for your money. So let's dive in. Let's start off with the story, or rather the lack of, as Squirrel with a Gun doesn't try to be a narrative masterpiece, and that's evident from the get-go, as the game's plot is thin and serves more as a framework to justify the wacky gameplay. You of course play as a squirrel, who through a series of humorous events ends up with the gun, and is being pursued by a mysterious agent after discovering a secret gold acorn. The story is delivered through brief comedic cutscenes that lean heavily on physical comedy rather than dialogue or deep plot development. And while the humor works in short bursts, it doesn't offer much to keep the player invested in the narrative. And the game seems aware of this, as it places more emphasis on the chaotic fun of its gameplay rather than telling a compelling story. So if you're one looking for a rich narrative experience, you most definitely won't find it here, as the story feels more like an afterthought and ends up being just okay. Now onto the meat of the experience, the gameplay. This game shines with its core concept and execution, offering a mix of 3D platforming, action, and sandbox elements. At its best, the gameplay is a delightful chaos of running, jumping, and shooting as a tiny squirrel in a world filled with oversized obstacles. And the platforming mechanics are where the game truly shines, as the ability to use the gun's recoil to propel yourself across gaps or reach higher platforms is not only unique, but it also adds a layer of strategy to the game. And this mechanic is both fun and challenging, and requires you to think creatively on how to navigate the environment. And different weapons like the pistol, shotguns, and SMGs offer varying levels of recoil, but help make each platforming challenge feel fresh, at least initially. However, the novelty of these mechanics does wear off fast, as after a few hours, the game's levels start to feel repetitive, with little variation in the challenges. The shooting mechanics, while serviceable, are not particularly deep, and enemies are easily dispatched with a few well-placed shots. And the game's AI isn't that smart, or at least not smart enough to offer a real challenge. The game's sandbox elements, like robbing civilians, are amusing but don't add much substance to the overall experience. But something that the game does right is the game controls, as they are smooth and responsive, and make it easy to lose yourself in the absurdity of it all. And when it comes to the visuals, Squirrel with a Gun is a mixed bag. On one hand, the game's use of Unreal Engine gives a polished, almost cartoonish aesthetic that fits well into the lighthearted tone, and the character animations are particularly well done, adding to the game's overall charm. However, the visuals are not without their flaws, as the game suffers from forced motion blur, which can be disorienting, especially during fast-paced action sequences. Lighting issues in certain areas can also detract from the overall experience, and can make some scenes appear overly bright or washed out. And when it comes to the audio design, Squirrel with the Gun is competent. Though it doesn't particularly stand out, the sound effects are appropriate for the action on screen, with each gunshot, jump, and scamper of tiny feet sounding just as you expect. And the game's soundtrack is upbeat and fits well into the overall tone, providing a lively backdrop to the chaos unfolding on the screen. In my opinion, the price point of $19.99 for Squirrel with a Gun offers a fair amount of content for what you're playing. The game provides several levels to explore, each one filled with collectibles, outfits, and weapons to discover. For me, the game's a 7.2 out of 10. If you're a fan of games like Goat Simulator, or enjoy sandbox games, and the sheer absurdity of playing as an armed squirrel, then this is definitely a game I can recommend to you. If you've played the game, did you like it? Would you recommend it? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.